My dear student, I would like to continue the central force with a few definitions and one or two examples today. Definitions are quite simple, so let me explain first what are the definitions. One is apse. So apse is the first definition I would like to give you. Apse is a point on the central orbit at which radius vector is maxima or minima. In other words, so O is the center and there is a curve. Q is the point R at which the particle is there, and at this point, if the radius vector is maxima or minima, then we say that this Q is apse point or it is a apse. Another way of defining this is apse is a point on the central orbit at which the radius vector drawn from the center is normal to the object at that point. In other words, if I take a tangent at this radius vector becomes a normal to that point. Then this point Q is called apse point. Or another way of defining is apse is a point at which the velocity at which is perpendicular to the velocity is perpendicular to the radius vector. Velocity is always along the tangent. Then this velocity is perpendicular to the radius vector at this point. Then the point is called apse point. The second definition is apsidal distance. What is that apsidal distance? The distance between the center and the apse point is the apsidal distance. So it is the distance measured from the center to that apse point is the apsidal distance. And third one is apsidal angle. If there are two apsidal distances, so Q and R two apse points, then angle between these two apsidal distance is apsidal angle. These are the three definitions I would like to give you. And based on this, the first theorem I would like to prove is prove that at a point apse, du by d theta is 0. So the first theorem is prove that du by d theta is 0 at a point apse. Proof is quite simple. In order to prove this proof is apse is a point, the radius vector at this point is perpendicular to the velocity at this point is perpendicular to radius vector. In other words, the perpendicular distance is equal to R. And we know that du by d theta whole square plus u square equal to 1 by p square. It is a well-known formula in the pedal form. I have taken this. Here R is p and u is 1 by r. Therefore, du by d theta whole square plus 1 by p square is equal to 1 by p square. This 1 by p square cancels, du by d theta whole square becomes 0. Or du by d theta is 0. This is the first condition. And the second condition is, the second theorem, based the same theorem, what they are asking, prove that at an apse, the radius vector is perpendicular to tangent. Or in other words, the velocity is perpendicular to radius vector. Angle between them is 90 degree, we want to prove it. So proof of this, at an apse, du by d theta is 0. The reverse case of the first theorem. Therefore, we know that du by d theta whole square plus u square is 1 by p square. It is a well-known result in the pedal form. Du by d theta is 0 plus 1 by r square equal to 1 by p square. So 1 by r square equal to 1 by p square implies p equal to r. And we know the formula P equal to R sin psi. R equal to R sin psi. R cancels 1 equal to sin psi. And sine inverse 1 equal to psi. This is 90 degree. This is psi. And what is actually psi? If you consider the O is the center, there is a curve, and this is a radius vector. If I draw a tangent at PQ, this angle, radius vector and tangent, angle between radius vector and the tangent is a pi, and this angle is 90 degree. That's the proof. So these are the two important theorems you have to remember. And then we have some points you have to remember. Some note. At an apse, first condition is du by d theta is 0 and P equal to R. This is first condition, you have to remember. Second condition, you know that h square I'm using in the polar equation. This h square is nothing but v square into p square, where p is length of perpendicular drawn from center to the tangent, v is velocity of particle. Yes. And the third one is this v square equal to p into r. P is the length of perpendicular, r is the radius vector. And the last one that you have to remember is, and another condition, that P equal to R sin psi. This I have used in an earlier example. To find central orbit by using force, center of a force, we have to integrate twice. Twicely we have to integrate the differential equation. First time, add integration constant. And find it. Next, for second time, don't add. Constant. This point you have to remember to find out the central orbit. Okay, today I would like to solve two examples. These are peculiar examples, as I have mentioned earlier. And so far they have not asked in the examination. Anyhow, let me solve these examples. The first example is a particle is projected from an apse at a distance a. What is given? A particle is projected from an apse at a distance a. Apse distance is nothing but perpendicular distance, and it is a radius vector. P is equal to R equal to a. With the velocity is given. It is root mu divided by a. Yes, it is a square into root 2. Under the action of the central force, F equal to mu u raised to 5. Then prove that central orbit is R equal to a cos theta. This we have to prove it. Central orbit is R equal to a cos theta. I would like to prove with the help of these three given conditions. So proof. Yes. For all these examples, first we have to find out h square. I have given you a note v square p square. V square is mu divided by a raised to 4 into 2 into a square. If I simplify this, mu divided by 2a square. This is h square. Yes. And formula F equal to h square u square into bracket d square u by d theta square plus u. This is a central force formula. Substitute F value, mu u raised to 5 equal to h square mu divided by 2a square into u square into d square u by d theta square plus u. Simplify wherever possible. Mu get cancelled. U square cancels with giving out u cube, cross multiplication. 2a square u cube equal to d square u by d theta square plus u. Once you get this differential equation, one technique you have to remember, multiply both the sides. For all such examples, multiply by 2 du by d theta both the side. Always you have to multiply both the side by 2 du by d theta. See what happens. If I multiply both the side, in order to just integrate this, it is 2a square u cube into 2 du by d theta equal to 2 du by d theta into d square u by d theta square plus 2u du by d theta. Yes, I have taken like this because this, see, 2 into 2 is 4 u raised to 3. This is nothing but a differentiation of d by d theta of a square u raised to 4. A square is common. U raised to 4 differentiation is 4u cube into du by d theta. This is again d by d theta of du by d theta whole square. See, du by d theta whole square is 2 du by d theta into d square u by d theta square. Here also it is d by d theta of u square. 2u du by d theta. This is very easy to integrate it. So integrate with respect to theta. If I integrate with respect to theta, integrate with respect to theta, it is a square u raised to 4 equal to du by d theta whole square plus u square plus integration constant. So this is the equation 1, one of the best equation, where I have to find out the integration constant. First time I have added, second time so I am not adding this. Here this a I would like to find out at a point x. At an x, du by d theta is 0 and p equal to r equal to a. Its distance, it is a square 1 by a raised to 4, because u is 1 by r is a, equal to 0 plus 1 by a square plus a. A square cancels with a raised to 4, giving out even 1 by a square and 1 by a square cancels, 0 equal to a. Integration constant is 0. 1 becomes. Substitute this 1 in the substituting the value of a in 1. So 1 becomes it is a square u raised to 4 equal to du by d theta whole square plus u square, because a is 0. Again it is a differential equation of first order but second degree. Solve for that u. Du by d theta whole square is equal to, you are taking u square this side, it is a square u raised to 4 minus u square. A square is common, u square is common, a square u square minus 1, it is du by d theta whole square. Find out the square root it. Du by d theta is equal to, of course, plus or minus, let me take conveniently positive, it is u into square root of a square u square minus 1. Separate the variables. It is du divided by u into root of a square u square minus 1 equal to d theta. Let me integrate this. Before that, let me substitute t equal to au. dt by A equal to du. Therefore, it is dt divided by A, let me write A here, this u is t by A into root of au square, means it is t square, minus 1 equal to d theta. This A cancels. We get dt divided by t into root of t square minus 1 equal to d theta. Integration gives, it is integration of dt divided by t root of t square minus 1 equal to integration of d theta. It is sec inverse of t equal to theta. T equal to sec theta. T value is au equal to sec theta. U is 1 by r. A by r equal to, it is sec is 1 by cos theta. Cross multiplication, A cos theta is equal to r. This is the answer. Of course, positive plus or minus, I am taking positive to get. Let me take the second example. A particle is projected with velocity from infinity at a distance a with under the action of central force mu divided by r raised to 2 raised to mu divided by r raised to 2n plus 3. Prove that central orbit is r raised to n equal to a raised to n cos n theta. What is given here in this problem? Velocity from infinity is given and p equal to a given. A force is given. It is mu divided by r raised to 2n plus 3. To prove r raised to n equal to a raised to n cos n theta. This is the central orbit we have to prove it. Yes, velocity from infinity means v square equal to minus 2 times of integration infinity to a f dr. Remember, to calculate a velocity from infinity under the action of central force, velocity is always given by this formula, v square equal to minus 2 into infinity to a f dr, where f is the central force. This is a formula to calculate velocity from infinity. It is minus 2 infinity to a, f is mu divided by r raised to 2n plus 3 into dr. It is minus 2 r raised to minus 2n minus 3 plus 1 is minus 2 divided by same minus 2n minus 2 infinity to a. Minus 2 is common, that cancels, 1 upon n plus 1 into, when I put the upper limit a raised to 2n plus 2 and lower limit infinity 1 by r raised to 2n plus 2, where r is infinity, so it becomes 0. It is 1 upon n plus 1 into a raised to 2n plus 2. This is velocity square. Using velocity square, you have to calculate. I have told in the previous example, h square you have to find out. H square equal to v square p square. It is 1 upon n plus 1 into a raised to 2n plus 2 into p is a, so a square. This a square and cancels. You left with 1 upon n plus 1 a raised to 2n, that is h square. Use the formula f equal to h square u square into d square u by d theta square plus u. F value is given, it is mu divided by r raised to 2n plus 3 means u raised to 2n plus 3. H square value 1 upon n plus 1 into a raised to 2n, u square as it is, d square u by d theta square plus u. 1 u square cancels, giving out un plus 3. So here this f value is mu is taken it out here. This is mu. It is a mu. So this mu I can cancel here. And n plus 1 e raised to 2n into u raised to 2n plus 1 equal to d square u by d theta square plus u. As you know, multiply both the side by multiply by 2 times of du by d theta both the side. Therefore, it is 2n plus 1 e raised to 2n u raised to 2n plus 1 into du by d theta equal to 2 du by d theta into d square u by d theta square plus 2u into du by d theta. Let us rearrange to integrate this. If I rearrange this, see 2n plus 2 and u raised to 2n plus 1. Therefore, I can write this as d by d theta of a raised to 2n constant quantity, but u raised to 2n plus 2. This is equal to d by d theta of du by d theta whole square plus d by d theta of u square. Integration gives, if I integrate this, a raised to 2n u raised to 2n plus 2 equal to du by d theta whole square plus u square plus integration constant, call equation number 1. I have to find out that a term at an apse du by d theta is 0, p equal to r equal to a. If I substitute this, it is a raised to 2n 1 upon a raised to 2n plus 2 equal to, it is 0 plus 1 by a square plus constant. A raised to 2n cancels, a square remaining. This a square also cancels, 0 equal to a. 1 becomes a raised to 2n u raised to 2n plus 2 equal to du by d theta whole square plus u square. Again, we have a differential equation. Solve for du by d theta. It is du by d theta whole square a raised to 2n u raised to 2n plus 2 minus u square. If I take this 2 LHS, u square is common factor. A raised to 2n u raised to 2n minus 1 remaining du by d theta whole square. Taking a square root, if I take a square root, positive square root, that too, just in order to get the answer, because answer given is in cos. So du by d theta equal to u square root of a raised to 2n u raised to 2n minus 1. If I rearrange this, du divided by u into root of a raised to 2n u raised to 2n, I can write like this: a raised to n u raised to n whole square minus 1 equal to d theta, variable separables, and rearrange the term a raised to 2n u raised to 2n. Before integration, let me substitute this. Put t equal to a raised to n u raised to n. dt equal to n a raised to n u raised to n minus 1 into du. Therefore, if I substitute here, it is dt equal to n a raised to n u raised to n divided by u raised to n minus 1 du. This du divided by u can be written as dt divided by n a raised to n u raised to n, this is t, nt equal to du divided by u. This integration becomes dt divided by yes n into t integration of it is t square minus 1 equal to d theta. Integration gives 1 by n, it is sec inverse of t equal to theta. I am not adding integration constant for the second time. Then it is sec inverse t equal to n theta or t equal to sec n theta. T is a raised to n u raised to n equal to sec n theta. It is a raised to n, u is 1 by r raised to n equal to 1 by cos n theta, because sec is cross multiplication. A raised to n cos n theta equal to r raised to n. This is the formula. Yes. So this is second example I have solved. Similarly, remaining examples are there, but as far as examination concerned, so far they have not asked it. Those are not important as per my knowledge goes. Anyhow, you practice it. If you don't get, ask me. This completes the central force. So, of course, in the second paper, dynamics and mathematical modeling, I have completed 4 topics. 4 topics I have completed. Only one topic that I have left, that is mathematical modeling. Let me take in the next class. Before that, I have not started the paper 3. Let me start the paper 3 in the next class. Thank you.